Never put too much trust in friends. Learn how to use enemies. This is the second law in 48 Laws of Power. I'll just read you the intro real quick. Be wary of friends. They'll betray you more quickly, for they are easily aroused to envy. They also become spoiled and tyrannical. But hire a former enemy, and he will be more loyal than a friend, because he has more to prove. In fact, you have more to fear from friends than from enemies. If you have no enemies, find a way to make them. This law may sound terrible, like you should trust friends, that's what people usually says. But in this law, this is a long one, and there is a leader called Michael. He loaded his friend with gifts and favors, and they became inseparable. He gave this friend Basilius so many gifts, and he gave him all of this stuff, all of this power. He became part of he became the general for the army, the military, and Basilius ended up murdering his friend to take his power. Steal his power. Because Basilius, he never had enough. And friends, they will make it, they want to believe that what they have, that they deserve it, and they achieved it. But they can be given stuff. And that's what happened with Basilius. This slide is flashing my eyes, so it's pretty hard to read. But Badass was now head of the army, and Basilius convinced Michael that the man was hopelessly ambitious, under the illusion that he could control his nephew Badass, had conspired to put him on the throne. He could conspire again, this time to get rid of Michael and assume the crown himself. Basilius poured poison into Michael's ear until the emperor agreed to have his uncle murdered. So yeah, he killed his friend, only to get power. So there is a story right here in the red one. It's called The Snake, the Farmer, and the Heron. So, the snake is being chased by the military, and he has to hide quickly. So the farmer lets him jump into his stomach so he can hide there. But then when the army is gone, the farmer tells the snake to get out. But it won't, because it's so warm and comfy in there. So then the farmer sees the heron, and the heron then tells the man to squat down, and then it could take the snake out. So, and then the farmer captures the heron because it heard that it would make great food. So, and then the farmer's wife said that it's not fair to capture the heron. So she releases the heron, and it plucks out her eyes. So yeah, it's because they think when you do them a favor that you will be grateful and that you'll return it. But that's just simply not true. Because nobody believes a friend can betray. And then I wrote up here, is it in your friend's favor to strip away a power? You really have to think about this. And obviously this law, it seems very brutal. And it's because this is just, it's only about power. This has nothing to do with ethics or anything like that. It's purely about power. There is this leader called King Liu, and he knew about the history of leaders, that all of the generals would betray them. So he found out a way how to get rid of these friends and turn the wolves into lambs. He did that by giving them material stuff which didn't give them power, so they couldn't take away his power. And he was so cautious of friends that when he was invited over to dinner at the king's place, he was about to take a sip of the glass, but he hesitated and he didn't drink of the glass because he was scared of being poisoned. So then the king took the glass from him and he just drank it, and he proved his loyalty, and they became friends after that. While a friend expects more and more favors and sees this with jealousy, these former enemies expect nothing and got everything. These former enemies became Sung's most trusted friends, because there was one of the Sung's enemies who planned to kill him, but then he took him in as an ally, and he showed him that he knew that he was going to kill him, and he had so much to prove. So they were still enemies, but they worked together as allies, and they achieved a lot. They were about to take down the Russian USSR, I think it's called. The problem is that you often do not know your friends as well as you imagine. It's natural to want to employ your friends when you find yourself in times of need. And here it is. Your enemies are an untapped gold mine that you must learn to exploit. A person who has something to prove will move mountains for you. Without enemies around us, we grow lazy. You must learn to grab a sword not by its blade, which could cut you, but by the handle, which allows you to defend yourself. But if you want to employ a friend as a partner, always be on the lookout for any signs of emotional disturbance such as envy and ingratitude. I know this was kinda all over the place, but this was a really long law, so I just thought I'd make it quick and just show the highlights. So that's it for this one. See you guys.